So you're gonna get a long blanket like this, fold it into a rectangle, and then roll it in a Tootsie Roll. Mine is, it's not that thick. I don't want it super, super high. Okay, because we're gonna do some things on it that if it's high, it could pull your lower back. So lay over the blanket roll. This isn't gonna be passive. This is gonna be an active back bend. And find the lower tips of your shoulder blades and put them right sort of in the middle of the blanket roll, and then roll your shoulders over. If you're doing this right, I should say if the blanket's positioned correctly, then the top of the shoulders will not be on the floor. They'll be just maybe a ½ inch or an inch above the floor. So I'm putting kind of the middle lower shoulder blades on the blanket. And then the arms will go out to a T position, feet on the floor, then lift the hips and drag the skin on your back down until the lower tips of the shoulder blade are right in the middle of the blanket roll. And if for some reason you didn't put the blanket high enough, you can walk the shoulder blades down the blanket a little. Then re-lift the hips and start to push your head towards the top of the mat and kind of drag the skin of your back downward towards your hips. And that'll make your neck longer and stretch out the arms. And once you do that and you lower down, you should get this kind of scooping feeling behind the back of the heart and this lifted feeling because of the blanket roll. But you shouldn't feel any strain on your neck or your back. And that's why I wanted this blanket roll to be very compact and very low. Okay, now if you can grab your strap without losing that kind of configuration you have, the shoulder blades on the back, stretch the strap up, holding it between your hands. And I've got about 2 feet between my hands. Keep the wrist straight, pull the strap, and then plug the shoulders in towards the blanket roll. So pull the strap, straighten the arms. The strap is right above your chest towards the ceiling. It's not overhead yet. Pull the strap, drop your shoulders into the blanket, and then slowly start to, as you pull the strap, so this is a strength move as much as it's a stretching move, pull the strap straight in the elbows, straight in the wrists, anchor the shoulders, the armpits straight down into the blanket roll, and slowly only bring your arms over as far as you can keep the arms straight. Don't bend the elbows. Keep plugging the arm bones in towards the armpits, towards the blanket roll. Your arms might be shaking by now because this is a strength move. Now pull your belly in on the exhale, lengthen your tailbone. On the inhale, stretch the chest. On the exhale, anchor through your abdomen. One more breath. Inhale, pull the strap, reach overhead, lengthen. Your triceps should really be working here too. And then exhale, release the strap back down. Great, now grab your block. Before we use the block, lift your hips up, lengthen your tailbone. Keep your feet flat on the floor because you need power for this. Again, this isn't a passive thing. We're really working the muscles of the upper back in this lifted position, which is not easy. Take the block between the hands, spread the fingers out, and press your hands into the block with your fingertips facing up towards the ceiling. Then press the hands into the block and drop the shoulders towards the blanket roll. So this is called plugging in your arm bones, where your upper arm bone goes into the back of the shoulder socket through the muscles that you're using. Now drop your chin towards your chest and lengthen the back of your neck and lengthen your tailbone. Keep those two curves, low back and neck curve, long. Now plugging the arm bones in, press your hands into the block and slowly bring the block overhead, only as far as you can keep the arms straight. So some of you, that might be 2 feet above the ground. Don't be in a hurry to get the block overhead because it may not go all the way there. Keep plugging in the arm bones, pressing your hands into the block. Don't flare your ribs up. Pull your belly in. On the inhale, chest. On the exhale, belly. Plant your feet on the ground. Inhale, stretch the chest. Push the block overhead slowly. Exhale, anchor the belly. Don't tighten the jaw or the back of the neck. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back. Okay, take the block out. Now, stretch the arms into a T position. Stretch the legs out. And just rest here. Now this is a passive one. So just let the feet flop around. Breathe into the whole front of your torso and feel this kind of nice open stretching in the front body. And then anchoring into the back body. Okay, we've got one more here that we're going to do with this blanket roll in our back. If it feels too high, the blanket roll, or you need neck support, then I would put a little pillow under your head. We don't want your neck to feel strained or your low back to feel strained, because we've got one more. And what we're going to do is a twist. So with your feet on the floor, bring your feet close together, and then exhale your knees to the left. And if you have a sensitive low back, you'll have a block that your knees land on so that it's not too far of a twist. Because we've got our chest lifted, right, because of the blankets. So now, root with your knees to the left, root your right shoulder down into the blanket and really try to stretch along the right breast. That whole from sternum to armpit, chest to inner elbow. Really open up through that whole right side chest. And use the anchoring of the knees to the left to increase the work that you have to do in the shoulder to keep it down on that blanket. Meanwhile, really respecting the low back and whatever it needs. Don't twist too far. Okay, inhale. Let's come on up. Keep your feet together. Shift your hips just a little to the left and then lower the knees to the right, either on a block or the floor. It's a long way to go for the floor, so many of you will need a block there for support. Because really we're working on the shoulder. Yes, we're twisting the low back, but I don't want your knees to be so far over you can't even hope to get that shoulder down. So pull the belly in on the exhale, on the inhale, reach through your straight arm in a T position and roll that left shoulder onto the blanket and really anchor like you're pressing, like someone's pressing on your shoulder. You know, Michael Salkin used to walk around in the therapeutic class and do this to people. He'd really root the shoulders down. And so we have fond memories of Michael doing that. And my friend Marin, who come to class a lot, came to see me for a private session, and he said, "Can you do a Michael on me?" Okay, inhale, come on up. So people were really wanting that adjustment, so doing it yourself the best you can. Okay guys, so coming out of that, go ahead and roll on your side. Come off this blanket. It's going to feel really weird on your back, but let's go onto the back so you can feel what's going on now. Give your knees a gentle hug towards your chest. Now grab your strap. Again, we're going to go into bridge pose, but we're going to use the strap underneath. So keep your feet straight, lift your hips, pull the strap underneath you, palms face up on the strap. So we're not clasping our hands. Even if you can clasp the hands, don't clasp the hands right now. Use the strap if you have one. Palms face up. Your hands will be about 4 inches, 6 inches away from each other. And as you pull the strap, lean to your left, lean onto the left shoulder, and squeeze that right shoulder blade in. Don't turn your head, keep your head straight, lean to the right, and squeeze that left shoulder blade in. Okay, now you really have it anchored, and then you have your hands on the strap, pulling the strap between the hands. Push into your feet, feet are straight. lift your chest up. Focus on, instead of lifting your hips are going to be lifting, but focus on the lift coming into the chest, and that the shoulder blades are lofting the back of the heart up to the front of the heart, stretching across the breastbone and the collarbones. Now breathe into the chest and expand, and then exhale, engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale, one more, into the chest. Exhale, engage the abdominal muscles. And release the strap and come all the way down. Now knees again to the chest, but have the knees be wide. And then stretch your legs out just for a moment in this kind of mini shavasana. Bring your one hand to the belly and one hand resting on the chest somewhere comfortable. And we're going to do 5 breaths. Inhale, stretch the chest. Exhale, anchor the belly. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, feel the abdominal muscles lightly contract. 3 more full breaths.